All right. It's Monday. No big plans. Other than pack up, really need to start making hurricane preparations from Panama City. But I shouldn't leave this site without scoping it out for field day. What I've learned is that from this fence on the let's see, this would be the I'm guessing the east side, but nevertheless across the campsite here, I put in a 40-meter off-center fed. That's what I used for the peanut power sprint, and that was good. And at least I knew that broadside was to the north, so it extended from that one fence to this little barrier fence right here. So it's actually a little longer than the 66 feet. So the width of this is at least 70 feet. Another comment is this site is so big, obviously wouldn't have a problem putting another tent. Well, various things. You could have two tents, could have the pop-up thing, and with room to spare. So it's a good site for a group field day. And let's see, if you really wanted to stretch out the idea, that 40-meter dipole or off-center dipole, actually if you use this additional distance here across this utility thing, kind of go over the top of it, then let's see. I would say you could get another 30 feet and put a pole on this far side and send the line over. So it actually could be possible to get a 80-meter off-center fed, although I don't necessarily consider that that important. But there may be even other kinds of antennas. So anyway, the end-fed, actually these poles are about 30 feet apart out here in the cleared area. So if that's true, we've got 30 and then 60, 90 feet out to this last pole. And then we have, let's see, 90, probably 120, probably this cleared area is close to 150 feet. Just in case I was thinking about a big loop. So 150 feet and maybe at least 60, probably 70 feet to 80 feet across. So 150 by 80 is what I would think. So it's always nice to have real estate to do something interesting with antennas. So the site has proved to just be ideal for amateur radio. And if there wasn't a camper across the front, it could be possible to set up the loop. Well, the loop I use for field day that's horizontal and vertical, it could go along this line right here. Certainly I'd probably stick with this off-center fed. Well, anyway, there's possibilities across the front here. So if I was just scoping it out, I would say to go with a 40 meter off-center fed, or alternatively a 40 meter and a 20 meter fan dipole across the site this way. And then you still could have the end fed just like I have it here, going out to just as it's installed. So that would give you two antennas to switch between. So I believe I would go with that. So let's just call that the current thinking. And of course I used a pole to hold up a roll up, call it J-pole or Slim Jim or whatever. Right here, that gets me into the Panama City repeater. Who knows? You probably could throw in a vertical or a 10 meter dipole. So the camper could be used for radios. Not a whole lot of room in there. You could squeeze it in. I don't think it's really optimum. So a tent might be better in that regard. So I guess having the trailer would be optional. I don't know how many people would want to sleep in the trailer at one time, but I'd sleep in it. So anyway, wrapping up, and an awesome spot for winter field day and for the June field day, and we'll be looking forward to it.